If you're interested in what it might have been like to be a blacksmith in a medieval setting, and Blacksmith Master, a management game that I showcased on my channel with a playlist earlier, wasn't really your speed, then perhaps this simulation, Medieval Crafter Blacksmith, will be. My name is Charlie, and I'm here with a quick one-off video showcasing you this blacksmith simulation game in early development. You can find out more about it yourself and maybe even wishlist it if you'd like, with the links down in the description. Let's get started. It says, welcome to Medieval Crafter. The castle king awaits you. This is a newly established castle, and you heard that this castle needs a blacksmith. Now go to the king's chamber and talk to the king to get necessary information. So here we are in the center of this medieval castle, right? We've got a shop owner over here. We're going to interact with him a little bit. Some of that stuff has been simplified. This is a demo, of course, early build, so everything's subject to change and all that. You can find more information about it, like I said, down in the description, including access to this demo yourself. So let's go ahead and talk to King Aurelius. Welcome, blacksmith, to our castle. I am King Aurelius. We've awaited your arrival since Master Thudric, our esteemed dwarven smith, retired. Our forge lies cold, and our blades grow dull. Thudric served us well, but age has caught him. Prove your skill. Earn your place. The old smith will guide you, but the hammer's weight is yours alone. Go find him in the castle square. All right. A little bit of a hesitation in his voice. It's not mine, it's his. We're going to go back to the square here, and we're going to talk to Thudric. Our objective is always highlighted in yellow like this. He's a master dwarf. So, you're the one they sent, eh? Broad shoulders, soot in the beard. Aye, you'll do. Name's Thudric. I've hammered steel in this village since before the first stone. I can't do it anymore. I can't. I thought I was doing pretty well for a second there, but I can't keep this up. First stone in that castle was laid. The old workshop's still standing. Barely. Needs work. But with some elbow grease, she'll shine again. Go and have a look. The place is yours now. Let's see if you've got the fire for the forge. Cool. So through this door is our blacksmith shop, such as it is. And there's a whole lot of stuff there that hasn't been used in quite a while. Let's restore this thing to its former glory. Aye, she's seen better days, but the bones are strong. Just needs a bit of fire and sweat. So we'll need ore to get anything done. There's an old mine not far from here. Grab a pickaxe from the rack inside. Time to get your hands dirty. Bring back coal and copper ore, and I'll teach you the basics of our craft. Here, take this pickaxe outside the castle. Okay. Honestly, if I hadn't been talking so much and giving you guys so many videos lately, I probably would have been able to hold that for a little longer, but my throat, man. All right, so pickaxe is what we just picked up. And you can see here there's an old smelter. We're going to be restoring all of this stuff right after we visit the mines. So at least in the demo, it may be the way it is in the final game. We'll see. We get around by going to this teleport stone.
Well,
and we can choose where we want to go. So we're at the castle now, and we're going to teleport ourselves to the mine. There's also a town and a forest. Okay, so we're in the mines. Gonna grab out a pickaxe now. And it gives you kind of a little tutorial on the bottom right, but it's pretty simple. You just swing at the ore, okay? And it might take 5 or 6 swings, but eventually you get some ore out of it, okay? And this is a simulation game, so if you want the ore and your character needs to go get it, well, that means, you know, you got to do it. You got to go get it. So that's what we're doing. So there's copper in here. There's also iron ore, so we can get some of that as well. The objective just says get copper. So, you know, we don't really need iron yet, but I mean, there might be some things we want to make later that require iron. So having some iron might be nice. The ingots that we're going to make from the iron does appear, at least, to be a 1-to-1 ratio. So for every 1 ore we get, we'll get 1 ingot for it. Let's focus more on copper for a second here. So we're going to get more copper here. And then the other thing we need is coal. Because, of course, there's no fire without coal. Yeah. So we need that. So this is coal deposit right here. So let's make sure we strike this a little bit here. And we get some coal ore out of that one too. And we're going to want quite a bit of coal because there's a lot of stuff we need to... Well, there's a lot of fire we're going to need. Or a lot of smelting we're going to need to do. And then also we need coal for the forge as well. So Tell you what, since there's a lot of game to show you here in this one-off video, I'm going to go ahead and just hit rocks for about 5 extra minutes or so, maybe 10. Get a whole bunch of it so we don't have to come back here in this demo, and we can showcase a little bit more that the game has to offer that way. Okay? I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so I think I got enough stuff here that will last us the duration of this demo. Before I leave the mines, though, just wanted to show you this. So, as far as I can tell, only coal, iron, and copper exist in here. However, there is a lift right over here near the entrance, and I can't see any way to interact with this lift, but I feel like this is interactable at least at some point in this game's development, because if you look through the cracks down there, it's all blue and stuff. There's more down there. So this is like an elevator that takes you down deeper, right? There's definitely something intentionally down there. So, you know, other resources that are not just copper and iron and coal will most likely be available in the future, which would be nice. So, Master Dwarf, I've mined the rocks. Oh, that ore is no good as stone. We need to smelt it, refine it into bars fit for the forge. My voice is almost gone as is, so I'm going to stop that. I tried. The old smelters seen better days, but I'll get her running again. Watch close now. This is where raw rock becomes real metal. Yeah, I'd probably keep that up if I could, but I've been making so many videos for you guys lately that I just got to take care of my instrument, you know what I mean? And my instrument being my voice, of course. Get your head out of the gutter. Right then, time to turn the rocks into gold. Well, at least iron. First, load the smelter with coal, fire, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'll show you how it works. So, head on in here, and I jump over my table, and here's our old smelter. So how this works is we need to add coal to the fuel source. So in this case, I've got some coal right here. Got a whole bunch of it. And then we need to add our input. In this case, it's going to be the copper. That's going to give us an output. It's a 1-to-1 ratio as far as this demo goes. But I can't hit the smelt button yet because I got to use the bellows to fire it up. You got to give it a little, you got to blow on it a little bit. There you go. There you go. And now we got to fire, and we can go ahead and start that smelting process. The fuel, of course, will burn off, and when it does, it stops fire. It stops going. But in the meantime, while this fire is lit, anything in the input slot goes out to the output. So we now have copper bars going into our smelter storage down here. There we go. So we'll go ahead and grab that out of the storage chest. And a fine bar of iron, copper. Not bad for this first smelt. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to work on the anvil and the forge. So he's going to go ahead and unlock those for us now. We can shape metal here. Weapon bases, armor pieces, or simple tools. Anything we need to start your journey. But let's start the anvil. Let's test the anvil and your skills. Craft a horseshoe for me. Simple, but tells us plenty about your touch. Let's see if you've got the steady hand of a true smith. So it wants me to craft a, and this is going to keep going while we're here doing this. It's still going, still making more copper bars, at least until that needs, you know, at least until we blow on it again, right? Yeah, I don't think we can actually bring it up again. I don't know. Let's see. It goes from here, and then if I hit it again and again and again like this, does that bring it up? It does. Ooh, nice. You just keep it going that way. Pretty cool. Put the copper in there again. More inputs. Indeed. Okay. So the anvil. We need to shape our billet to what we, you know, making it to be the shape we needed to start with. Okay. So horseshoe, right, from the copper bar. But we can also, if you take a look at the weapons tab, right, just take a look at that. There's a lot of stuff that we can start making in here too, if we have the recipes, if we know how to make them. Okay. You can also make armors, in case you're curious. Lots of that stuff too. Leggings, feet, gauntlets, chest guards, shoulders, helmets, etc. There's also a lot of these little dots, these little colored dots. I'm going to assume these are qualities because they have the conventional standard colors for those things. So common, rare, epic, legendary, those kinds of things. Quality. So anyway, what we're looking to make now is just this horseshoe. So we'll go ahead and craft that. We're going to start with this cold, unforged shoe. And we need to come over to the forge and heat it up so we can, you know, bang on it with our hammer. So we're going to want to pick up that hammer, but they won't let me do it yet. So in this forge, it works a little bit differently than the smelter. So it kind of confused me at first. So I wanted to walk it through a little bit more specifically here. So the forge does not have a place to put the item you're working on in. So like you do not have like a place to put your horseshoe, for example. There's only a fuel area. So what you have to do with this, after you bellow and get it all hot, what you have to do with this is you have to have the item that you want to work with in your inventory. So much like I hit 2 to get my pickaxe, down there is also 4 now. This is the horseshoe. And then we put it in the forge. So that's the one difference there with the way that UX goes, I guess. Whoa there, you're burning your beard off trying to grab that hot iron barehanded. You need tongs to hold it. Yeah, so we're going to take these tongs right here, these pliers, and we're going to grab it like that. Then we're going to come over here, grab our hammer, and the next thing to do is hit it on the anvil. Yeah. So we're going to keep hitting this and trying to shape it. Now, if you just click over and over again, you're going to get progress. And it's very loud, and I love it. You're going to get progress like this, right? But if you want more progress, if you want to go faster, then there are these hot spots that you can hit. That circle right there, for example. And if you do that, then it'll go a lot. There will be a lot more progress while you hit it, okay? If you wait too long and you go too slow, so I'm going to try to miss now. If you take too long and go too slow. Oh, come on now. Let me do it. No, you're not going to do it? There it goes. Okay, the item is not hot enough. So if that happens, then you got to back out, okay? And you're going to have to put it back in the forge to heat it back up and then hit it again. And start that process over again, yeah. Okay. Now it's done. Last thing we do is quench. Yeah, right in the cooling barrel. All right, let's show our dwarven master here what we've done with this horseshoe. No, that's a proper horseshoe. Good shape, clean edges. Not bad for a fresh pair of hands. You're getting the feel for it, but that was just a warm-up. Next, I want you to forge a shovel. A bit more work. Handle slot. Weight balance. Sharper edges. Let's see if you're ready to shape something that digs, not just stomps. So that's the next thing on our list. Now we need to make a shovel. So we're going to go into our storage here. There's a bunch of copper still left in here, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And we can probably forge the rest of this too while we're here, although I don't have any additional copper. In here, there's a bunch, though. Yes, there is. So in here, we got all the copper, and there's still a little bit of coal here. Why don't we go ahead and hit shift to split that stack and bring that in here? Yeah, I like that. That's good. So let's go ahead and bellow again and start that smelting process. We'll just see if we can't get the rest of that copper to be ingots for us. Okay, next is the shovel head. Same thing, copper bar, trying to make that. So we're going to start. We're going to start with our shovel head here that we need to shape. So we're going to pop it in the forge, get our tongs out, and once it's hot, we're going to bring it over to the anvil. So this time we're going to try to hit those sweet spots if they show up right over here like that. Yeah. There we go. Move it over there. Yeah, move it over here. Oh, I missed it. I missed it, and it's also cooled. It's a big piece. It's going to cool down a little bit. So let's put it back in the forge. It's hot now. Take it back out. And once more, we begin to try to hit. Yeah. Now, if you're playing with multiple monitors like I am, you're going to have, at least in the demo, you're going to notice that your mouse is going to leave the game window. And if it does that, you're going to be restricted to how far over to whatever side your other monitors are on. You're going to be restricted to how far over you can go, unfortunately. A fine shovel head, solid work. But a lump of iron won't dig a hole on its own. You'll need to fit it with a handle. That's what the assembly table's for, where parts become tools. Old thing's been collecting dust, but it'll serve. Let me get it back to working shape. All right, the assembly table is unlocked, and now we can make something a bit more complicated. So let's go ahead and quench this. It was already kind of losing its heat anyway, but you got to quench it. So the assembly table is, of course, where we're going to put everything together. But in order to do this, we need multiple components, not just the head, but we also need this wooden part here too. And things like handles, leather straps, cloth wraps, these types of materials We don't do those. We're a blacksmith. We don't make our own cloth wraps and stuff, right? So we'll need to get them from the vendors who do. There are other people who specialize in that kind of stuff. So we're going to need to go out into town and buy that. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to bring it all out here. I'll show the guy, hey, this is what I'm making. Do you have anything that fits this? And what do you know? He just happens to have one thing in stock, and it happens to be the exact thing that I want. Wow, what a coinky-dink. Let's go ahead and grab that. Yeah, it's a very simplified experience for the demo. It's fine. So we'll go ahead and grab that. We're going to come over here, and we will put that to work here. So there's our handle. We'll go ahead and assemble it. It has a 100% chance to be a common shovel. Unfortunately, we just couldn't make a legendary shovel right now. Pops it together. Shiny. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and grab that. And yay, I got my shovel here. Let me go ahead and show it to him. Hey, man, look what I did.
Farewell, my friend.
A finished shovel. Well balanced, clean work. You're learning faster than most apprentices I've had. You've handled metal, fire, and form. And that means you're ready. Time to forge a proper weapon. Steel that bites. Craft for heroes, not horses. Let's see what you're truly made of. So now we can make a copperside blade.
Yep.
All right, so let's come on over here, and with the anvil, we're going to want to go to the weapons tab this time, and we're going to choose the copper sword base. Now, also, you'll notice there's a chance to make this rare quality. Let's see what that's all about. We'll start with our billet like this, and oh, we're going to need to bellow it again. Oh, but there's no more coal in there, so let's go ahead and put some more coal in there. Now, you'll notice when I look at my inventory screen like that, that my dude here, he's got, like, he can wear stuff, right? He can wear the armors and stuff that he crafts. I don't know if there is a reason for that as far as, like, from a blacksmith's perspective. Like, if there's dangers out there from getting materials and stuff, that would make sense. If we have to, like, defend ourselves and have to be, you know, good with combat ourselves, that'd be interesting. There we go. Oh, get that. Get that spot right there. Bang. Yep. So you see how we get a lot more progress when we hit the target. Okay, let's put it in the quench. And now we want to assemble it. And of course, assembling this, I'm going to go over to the blade here. We're missing components. We're missing materials. We need the handle, the hilt, whatever. And then we also need this cloth part. So let's go back over. And we can also just kind of, pick this up and yeah, there it goes. Go in inventory instead. All right, we'll talk to this guy again. Hey, man, look, I know you only had one thing before, but I need different things. What's that? You happen to have those? Oh, that's great. Yes, I'll take them, and it won't cost me any money. That's fantastic. So back at the assembly table, the copperside blade is ready to go, and you can see that there's a small chance here, 16% chance that it becomes it's a rare one. I would assume a rare one would be more valuable, right? It would probably sell for more money. And the cloth.
Stone and iron.
There we go. Quest completed. And we get a copperside blade. It is a blue label, so perhaps we already did get a rare one. Maybe we got lucky on the RNG on that. A fine blade, but don't get ahead of yourself. A sword's not ready until it's till it's keen enough to cut through a shadow. Some gear leaves the forge dull. You'll see it marked with a dull attribute. That means it needs sharpening before it's battle ready. That's what the sharpener's for. Edge work, final touch. It's been idle a while, but I'll get it running again. No blade leaves this forge blunt, not on my watch. Exactly how long ago was your watch? Because these things have cobwebs, dude. Anyway, so we're going to come over here, and we're going to grab our sword. So it's in our hand, and we're going to interact with it here. Now we're going to press E to sharpen. We need to put the angle correct to get that sharpening done. You can also move it side to side as well. So we'll start this, and we're going to hit it. We're not going to hold it down, right? This is a press, press, press kind of situation. Think of it like a pedal. There's a foot pedal there that we press, and that moves the wheel. There we go.
Unmovable, unrelenting, unshakable.
You've done well. More than well. You've proven you've got the hands and the heart. Take that sword to the king and show him what you forged. Let the realm see a new smith has risen.
Yep.
So we're just going to charge as fast as we can towards the king with this sword in our hand. And these guards won't care, right? Here you go, King.
Farewell, my friend.
So, this is your work. Balanced, sharp, dwarven steel through and through. You've proven yourself, blacksmith. From this day forward, the forge is yours, and with it, the honor of serving this realm. Welcome to your new home. May your fire never fade. Yes. Look, Daddy, look what I made. That's what it kind of reminds me of here. Okay, cool. So I've got a sword. Let's talk to Thudrick one more time. Well, look at you. Official smith of the realm. Not bad for your first week above ground. But every smith needs more than a forge. You'll need a place to rest that hammer and your bones. There's an old house near the edge of town. Empty, but sturdy. Yours if you want it. Go to the town and take a look. It's time to build a life, not just a sword. So this is a pretty cool part here. We're going to go to the teleport
What
stone.
are you going to do?
And now we can go to town. So not just the castle. There's a whole town in here. So now we're here. Oh, yeah. A nice little medieval kingdom vibes here for this, yeah. We need to enter our home, which is over here. So this is our old house where blacksmiths have lived. Yeah, this one's it's still hot even. That's crazy. Must have just left. It's a bit rough. Yeah, here it is. Not much to look at now, but it's yours. And that's what matters. This place has seen its share of smithies. Some of them, of smiths, sorry. Some of them left behind notes, ideas, even old recipes. Check the bookshelves. You might find something worth bringing back to the forge. A home and a workshop. Now you're truly starting a new life. All right, so the bookshelf is right over here. We get a moonlit battle axe. Ah, you found some recipes, did you? Told you these old shelves had some life in them. Now that you've got a home and a forge, it's time to see the town proper. Start with the square. Vendors will be there. You'll be your best friends soon enough. And don't skip the tavern. Good place to hear rumors, meet folks, maybe even find a few heroes looking for steel. Go on, have a walkabout. This town is yours now too. Cool. So I kind of have a little shop kind of thing going on here inside the house. Yeah, got a fireplace right there. Gonna go upstairs. Whoa, hello. Yep, go upstairs. Got a little bed to sleep in right there. It's not much, but it's a home, you know. And for the, what is it, like the 1400s or something like that? It's probably a pretty damn decent place for the 1400s. Okay, so there's lots of vendors and stuff in the middle of town, right? But it wants us to talk to the innkeeper first. So we're gonna go to the tavern. And we're going to talk to, there's a hero there, and then there's also an innkeeper right here. NPC innkeeper, yes. Hello. Well now, you must be the new smith. Welcome to the Gilded Mug. Heroes stop by here often. Swords for hire, mages, rangers. If they need gear, they'll be looking for you. You'll also find folks looking for steady work. Hire a hand or two when things get busy. So, have a seat, meet the locals, and keep your ears open. Lots of stories start over a pint. There's an awful lot of food out there, too. Fish just hanging out there on the counter. Yep. All right, so now it wants me to talk to a hero. So in this case, we would talk to the hero like this and be like, hello, what do you need? So I can either leave, which, you know, nothing happens. Or I can say, I want to hire you. In which case he'll say, well, you can hire me in the full version of the game. So either way, there's nothing to do yet. But in general, though, you would get quests and requests, right? Things that they want you to make, things that they're trying to do and they need help with, that kind of thing. You could meet them in the tavern and say, okay, I got an idea of what I might be able to do with you based on, you know, the fact that I know such and such recipes, etc. There are some shopkeepers over here, too. So you got Carpenter Edmund, who's got a whole bunch of different stuff here. Got a wooden hammer hilt, axe hilt, mace hilts, and we can buy things from these guys too. Now my money is over here, and so that looks like that cost me 10 gold. His money's here. I don't think I can sell him anything, but it is what it is. We have the wooden sword hilt. We can get that too, I suppose. Maybe we'll be making some swords and stuff later on. I don't know. Let's go ahead and back to the teleport stone. We're gonna go back to the castle, and we have to talk to Thudrick once again. Back from your little tour? Good. You've met the town, seen the square, now it's time to earn your keep. You're ready to take on your first customer. Go on and see who's knocking and get the sparks flying. So here's our first customer. Hello, good sir.
Welcome.
So it comes with a story as well. The Weary Hunter. It says, years ago, I saved a village from a monstrous bear with nothing but my father's rusty axe. Now it lies shattered and the beast walks again. Forge me a blade that whispers the wind's secrets, sharp enough to pierce its hide and strong enough to carry the village's hope. He wants me to make a stone maul? That's not a blade. That's a blunt weapon, sir. But it'll still whisper the wind's secrets, I think. I can make 100 coins, or we can make, I'm sorry, reward. We're going to get 100 coins, 75 experience, and a Timberfell hatchet recipe.
Will do.
Okay, cool. It says you've got your first order. Feels good, doesn't it? Now you'll want to keep track of your requests. That book you just opened, that's your order log. Every job you take gets listed there. Materials needed, deadlines, note from the customer. That's this order log right here.
Never toss a dwarf.
Now, this tome holds every crafting recipe you know, and plenty you don't. You'll see basic gear, fine arms, rare pieces, even ancient dwarven designs if you're lucky. Keep an eye on it. Mastery starts with knowledge. I don't know where that is. The Weary Hunter. Here it is. So now, eventually, it looks like we can maybe haggle that later on. This book right here, probably. Yeah, recipe book. Dig mines with pickaxe to obtain necessary resources such as iron and silver. We can stack things up that way. Okay, cool. So here's our recipe book. Shows us all the recipes that we can make. And looks like the Moonlit Battle Axe is a recipe that we know. We need a copper axe hilt for that. The iron axe hilt, a copper bar, and leather to make this. That's a little bit more complicated. But what we've been asked to make requires the copper hammerhead, I believe. So if I take a look over here, smelter, can you hang on a second? One moment, please. Let's get our right back. Yep, and more copper. Let's get you cranking here, shall we? Yep, there we go. And then you got any more for me? You do indeed. Thank you much. Okay, so what we want to make for this one is the copper hammerhead. And there we go. So we're going to come over here. I need to put more coal in here, don't I? I have more coal. So we'll put more coal in here. There we go. Bellow. And put it in there. There we go. And we want to complete this order. So it's hot. So let's go over here and hammer on this giant hunk of metal. Yeah. Let's see if we can't hit the symbol every time here and make this go real fast. Oh, and my mouse is leaving the window again. Yep. That'll happen. Yeah, if you, again, if you have borderless window for this game, hopefully they fix that. You know, I think that's, like, I don't know, like your mouse will leave the window and you won't be able to do these things if you have multiple monitors. And there doesn't seem to be a way to go into the settings and tell it that you want exclusive full screen or that you want the mouse to be contained. Like I would want the mouse to be contained is basically what I'm looking for here. So let's cool this down. And then on the assembly table to make a stone maul, we have the hammer hilt that was purchased. There we go. And we just need some cloth here. So we're going to come on over and hello, torch. Talk to our buddy here who happens to have some cloth for us. There we go. And I don't think we need anything else. Maybe the wooden hammer hilt. Well, I already have one, but maybe I want another one. There we go. Sure. So come on over. That torch just keeps getting me, doesn't it? And let's go ahead. And there's a 16% chance to make this rare as well.
Stone and iron.
All right, there we go. So regular old stone maul. So now we need to complete the order. So come over here.
Never toss a dwarf.
And we're going to say...
Barter, haggle, or trade.
Gotcha.
I have what you need.
So now we can try and haggle this, which is a very simple system for now.
Good day today.
Complete the order
Your wish
and done.
is my command.
Well done, Smith. You've taken your first order and seen the forge come back to life. That's the end of the road for now, but only for this demo. In the full version, you'll craft mighty weapons and sturdy armor, gear up brave heroes, send them on perilous adventures, even hire staff to grow your workshop. You've got the hands for it and the heart, so don't be a stranger. Until then, wish list medieval crafter blacksmith and be ready for when the real work begins. So that is the end of the demo, but you can still keep playing if you want to. So you'll notice at the top it says serve 10 customers, and you will get customers coming in ordering things still. Okay, so if this guy, for example,
How may I help you?
he wants that moonlit battle axe. Wow. I don't know if I can make that, but we can certainly try. So cloth, the Timberfell hatchet recipe, which is something I should have already gotten. I thought I already got that for the last quest. And then 69 gold coins. That seems like that's way less than that should be worth. But we're going to try that out just because we can, I think. So that moonlit battle axe, let's see. So that's assembly. It's this one right here. So we need the copper axe hilt, iron axe hilt, leather. I already have the bar and leather. Leather is easy to get. So it's these two things I need to have. So a copper axe hilt. A copper axe hilt. So that's this. Yep, we're going to try to make that. And then the iron axe hilt is here. Okay, let's see if we can't do that. Now, the iron, I have iron, right? I just need to put iron in here for that. So let's take the copper out. We'll put the iron in. Okay, so we're going to try to get ourselves an iron ingot too. Let's go ahead and get that started. And in the meantime, I'll go ahead and grab, yep, those copper bars like that. And then we'll go for the copper axe hilt. Oh. Can I not make that? It took it away from me. It's right there. Okay, it just didn't... Wait, is it already done? It's not already done, is it? I have it in my inventory. Can I... Is it already done? It says cold. I think it's already done. Oh, that's interesting. So it's just maybe not implemented yet. It did say that was the end of the demo back there, so maybe that's it. So we'll take this iron ingot out. Yep. And then we'll go over to the anvil, say I want the iron axe hilt. And I don't think it did anything. I think it took the bar away from me, but it didn't make it. Yeah, it's not, I don't think it's implemented yet. So unfortunately I can't do that, I don't think. Let's one more try here. We'll grab the iron like this. Okay, and iron axe hilt, iron bar, craft. It takes the bar away from me because it's no longer in my inventory. Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, that was the end of the demo. I guess if this person wants something different, the Timberfell hatchet, yeah.
All right.
And then what's this person want? Another stone maul. I could do those types of things, yeah. So you can keep going if you want to after the demo for the recipes that are actually implemented. There's also a weapon rack here, which you can place things on, I assume, but I don't know if anybody will actually buy them. So, and then if you are interested, we can go to the teleport statue.
Cannot do that.
I can't go to the forest, but if I wanted to look around town just a little bit more, I could walk around under this little bit here. It looks like there's a another tent over here full of like lots of cloths and stuff. Yeah, linens and all that kind of thing. So there'll probably be a vendor over here. I'm not sure what's going on with this house. Can't open the door. And back here, there's a... No, I don't know if there's anything else in the game probably right now. But anyway, yeah, link in the description. Wish list on Steam, all those types of things. We have a supplier here that has a storage chest supplier, I guess. And then this guy's a blacksmith. He will sell me a hammer, a pickaxe, and pliers each for 1 gold. I don't know how he's staying in business. So anyway, that's it. That's the demo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.